guilty. Guilty, and oh so very guilty, of being the new big man of crime.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're trembling in fear over the animated adversaries that were the pinnacle of power and strength in their respective series. Outside of TV movies, we won't be featuring any animated film baddies since they deserve their own lists. Expect major spoilers ahead.
Oh, dear. Oh, how frightfully upsetting.
Number 20. Alistister, Has-Been Hotel. Of all the overlords in hell, few are as feared and reviled as the radio demon himself, Alistister. He enters the scene with a radio host's charisma and a serial killer's frightening aura.
Let's begin. I'm gonna make you wish that I'd stayed gone.
Along with the usual reality-altering abilities of a demon, he maintains control over all the radio broadcasts in hell and can even offer deals to anyone desperate enough. But be warned, do not make a deal with him.
That's when Alistair revealed himself as the radio demon, and anyone that would mess with him, well, let's just say his broadcasts never lacked new voices.
Once he owns your soul, what's to stop him from tearing it apart and broadcasting your screams over the radio? At the start of the show, he returns after a 7-year disappearance and now uses his powers to help the protagonist, Charlie, with her hotel, while secretly furthering his own goals.
Top of the hour, and we're discussing a certain has-been who has been spotted cavorting around town after a 7-year absence. Did anybody miss him? Did anybody notice? More on tonight's program.
Number 19. Grandfather. Codename Kids Next Door. With his red-hot temper and fire-based powers, Father is undeniably one of Sector V's most dangerous enemies.
I will no longer tolerate failure. Destroy the kids next door, or else!
However, there is one force in the universe more powerful than him, his own father. Grandfather is a remorseless tyrant who ruled over the earth many years ago, forcing children to work in tapioca factories.
Before I forced them to produce bowl after bowl of sweet, delicious tapioca.
His horrifying powers allow him to transform anyone, kids or adults, into senior city zombies and warp reality into a Victorian-era nightmare. The one soul brave enough to face Grandfather head-on was his other son, Number Zero, and the only way to end his reign of terror is to decommission his memories and pray that no one tries to restore his power again.
Wasn't trying to crush you, Pappy. I just wanted to see what would happen when you put an adult into a decommissioning chamber. Now, Nigel!
Number 18. Him, the Powerpuff Girls. Townsville has more than enough villains to keep the Powerpuff Girls busy, but they pale in comparison to the most undeniably evil and sadistic of them all, him. His presence is so frightening that we never learn his real name, which is probably for the best.
This is a villain so evil, so sinister, so horribly vile, that even the utterance of his name strikes fear.
Him has every heinous ability you can think of. Mind control, reality warping, resurrection. He could probably send the entire Earth into the sun at the flick of a wrist if he wanted. What makes him truly evil is how he uses these powers to psychologically torture and manipulate his victims.
Now I will destroy you, and you poor helpless creatures won't be able to fight back.
Fortunately, even the King of Darkness is no match for the Powerpuff Girls.
Number 17. Vatu, the Legend of Korra. As dangerous as Fire Lord Ozai is, he isn't anywhere close to being the Avatar's true natural enemy. That honor belongs to none other than the Spirit of Darkness, Vatu.
I lived 10,000 lifetimes before the first of your kind crawled out of the mud.
The antithesis of Rava, the spirit of light and peace dwelling within the Avatar. Vatu's goal is to spread chaos and destruction. Along with the ability to fire powerful spirit beams, Vatu's dark presence can corrupt other spirits, turning them into vicious dark spirits. Vatu's power is also known to grow exponentially in times of chaos. After becoming the Dark Avatar Spirit, Vatu's powers reach their peak and he gains the ability to control plant life. Vatu is also immortal, so even if he gets purified, he will always return so long as Rava exists.
The harmonic convergence is about to begin. The era of Rava is over.
Number 16. The Core. Amphibia.
With a core by your side, you will need no friends.
If knowledge is power, then the Core might as well be a god. A coalescence of Amphibia's greatest minds, the Core secretly serves as the true ruler of the island. With the help of the Calamity Box, the Core gradually advanced its civilization by conquering other worlds. Even without the box, the Core's intelligence and advanced technology made it the most dangerous being in Amphibia.
Toads and newts of the Resistance, your leaders have been captured. Your rebellion is over.
After acquiring a host, the Core not only gains more mobility, but it becomes virtually unbeatable within its domain where it can access energy weapons, as well as control an endless supply of robot soldiers and mechanical arms to overwhelm its foes.
Oh, no, you don't.
As a last resort, the Core can even weaponize Amphibia's moon to completely wipe out resistance. Number 15. Unicron, the Transformers franchise.
Considered sparing your wretched little planet Cybertron. But now, you shall witness its dismemberment.
Though his origins have undergone a few changes over the years, Unicron is, and always has been, pure evil. Also known as the Chaos Bringer, Unicron's power is so great that even Megatron, who is infamously proud, has no choice but to submit to Unicron's will.
No! I accept your terms! I accept!
In almost every appearance, Unicron is depicted as a planet-sized robot capable of destroying planets, stars, and potentially even the entire universe and beyond. In the series Transformers Prime, Unicron's blood produces Dark Energon, which can revive fallen Cybertronians as vicious undead.
Rivers of your very lifeblood, rising from the depths to become one with me.
Furthermore, the series also reveals that over time, Unicron became the Earth itself, allowing him to control the planet's surface by producing earthquakes, as well as creating an endless army of stone avatars.
Number 14. Discord, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. In a land as harmonious as Equestria, one force in the universe is powerful enough to disrupt the tranquility. Discord, the master of chaos.
Chaos is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
At the snap of a claw, reality is his to play with and warp in any way imaginable, turning a tranquil landscape into a bizarre playground. He ruled over Equestria many moons ago, causing rifts between friendships and reveling in the disharmony before he turned to stone twice. Thankfully, Fluttershy was able to reform him by being his very first friend.
Well played, Fluttershy. Well played.
While no longer a villain, he still has a massive mischievous streak and still loves turning all of reality upside down, often at the expense of our heroes.
This flu of mine is highly contagious.
Number 13. Dark Phoenix, X-Men, the animated series. During a rescue mission, Jean Grey ended up fusing with the mysterious cosmic being known as the Phoenix Force.
Scott! Logan! Someone help me.
It granting her incredible power, but the power was overwhelming and it refused to leave Jean. Thanks to the Inner Circle's meddling, the Phoenix's full potential is unleashed and Jean is transformed into the Dark Phoenix.
The mortal Jean Grey is no more. I am fire made flesh, power incarnate. I am the Dark Phoenix!
Jean's telepathic powers were tough enough, but combined with the Phoenix Force's untamable spirit and even deadlier fire-based abilities, the Dark Phoenix is one of the most destructive forces in the universe. Only through Jean choosing to sacrifice herself was the Phoenix Force finally tamed.
My time here has ended. I must depart.
Thankfully, taking small parts of the X-Men's life forces allowed the Phoenix to revive Jean, ending the nightmare for good. Number 12. Darkseid, DC Animated Universe. Of all Superman's foes, few can match the sheer might of the new god of apocalypse, Darkseid.
And when the time comes, you and this primitive planet will swear allegiance to Darkseid, or you will be destroyed.
It's plain to see that Darkseid is the pinnacle of superhuman strength, on par with, and maybe even surpassing, the Man of Steel himself. Undeniably, his deadliest attack is his Omega Beam, a deadly eye laser that can knock a foe off their feet or disintegrate them with pinpoint accuracy. Thankfully, Superman can survive this deadly attack, but others, sadly, aren't so lucky.
That is who I am.
While Darkseid was destroyed by the Justice League, he was later resurrected in the series finale of Justice League Unlimited, where his power was increased to near cataclysmic levels.
It seems I have you to thank for my resurrection.
He would have finally killed Superman if not for Lex Luthor's skillful deception.
Number 11. Dagon, Ben 10, Ultimate Alien.
Everywhere.
This conqueror of 100 dimensions is literally power incarnate. As one of the most powerful beings in the Ben 10 franchise, Dagon possesses an arsenal of special abilities including, but not limited to, advanced magical knowledge, reviving the dead, laser eyes, shapeshifting, immortality, weather manipulation, as well as the power to control minds on a global scale.
Every being in this dimension will kneel before him.
Even when imprisoned, it only takes fragments of Dagon's power to leak through his seal to cause mass chaos on Earth. Even though one of his few weaknesses is that he can be sealed away, anyone that seals Dagon within themselves becomes imbued with his limitless power.
With Dagon's power added to his own, Vilgax will be unstoppable.
Yes, that was, after all, the point.
Number 10. Rick Sanchez Prime, Rick and Morty. No matter what universe, Rick is a super genius with a cynical view of the world around him. But which Rick is the Rickest Rick of all? Arguably, that title belongs to Rick Prime.
Well, if it isn't us. You know the worst part about inventing teleportation?
This one is possibly the smartest of all, managing to outsmart our Rick. He's always one step ahead of our guy and has more advanced tech than he does.
Dead wife Rick! I'll tell you, this guy does not know when to quit.
Just to make him an even bigger threat, he somehow has regeneration abilities and may possibly be immortal. He looks like he hasn't aged a day. However, his absurd amount of luck can't last forever, and his arrogance may finally be his downfall after ruining his titular counterpart's life. Number 9. Aku, Samurai Jack. Born from the black mass of darkness, Aku is evil incarnate.
Who dares to summon the Master of Masters, the Deliverer of Darkness, the Shogun of Sorrow, Aku?
He effortlessly managed to conquer the Earth after sending his greatest foe through time. Being the embodiment of evil, Aku has any devious power imaginable. Shape-shifting, creating time portals, being able to corrupt innocent beings into his minions, and a vast amount of dark magic.
No, fool! It is I,
Aku.
However, despite his immense strength, there is one weapon that can truly harm him: the samurai's divine sword. If Jack were to travel back to the past, he'd have a second chance to smite Aku before his true rise to power. Luckily for Aku, he has an army of assassins to keep him busy, but his luck will run out eventually.
It is done. Ashi!
I'm okay.
Number 8. Gulb, Adventure Time. Lich is undeniably one of the most terrifying threats to O, an undead sorcerer with terrifying abilities to match his ghastly appearance. But there's one entity in the multiverse that even the Lich bows down to, Gulb.
Oh my Gulb!
This cosmic entity is said to be the embodiment of chaos itself. His very presence is felt everywhere disharmony can be found. He can corrupt and fuse other beings into monsters and even wipe them out of existence.
His presence is felt in every crevice where chaos lurks.
While he can't be destroyed, he is weakened by music and harmony. Gulb has been a lingering presence over the show since Season 5, and it took a heroic sacrifice to pacify him in the series finale.
I wish to banish Gulb from this world. I wish for Gulb to disappear.
Number 7. Trigon, Teen Titans.
Trigon! Stand up and fight!
Insignificant insects.
Also known as Trigon the Terrible, this interdimensional demon's nickname doesn't even begin to cover how dangerous he is. As Raven's biological father, Trigon is the literal embodiment of all that is evil and unholy in the universe.
I may be the source of all darkness, but you are your own worst enemy.
Along with his gigantic appearance and super strength, Trigon also has the power to manipulate energy and perform godlike feats of magic such as warping reality, pyrokinesis, summoning a demon army, flight, as well as raising the dead and empowering them with magic. When he unleashes his true power, Trigon is more than capable of destroying entire dimensions. Needless to say, Trigon has definitely left his mark as the Titans' most powerful enemy.
I shouldn't have dragged you into this, any of you. But you're in, and you need to know. I need to tell you. When I was born, they looked into my...
Number 6. Nolan Grayson, aka Omni-Man, Invincible. If you were the strongest being on Earth, how would you use your talents?
Our most trusted officers were each given a planet to weaken by themselves. I was one of those lucky few.
At first glance, Omni-Man looks like your ideal superhero. Immeasurable strength, superhuman speed and senses, and nigh invulnerability all wrapped up in a loving father and noble protector. Unfortunately, there's darkness hidden beneath the cape.
You should have stayed dead.
He has the strength of a god, and he has no qualms using it on anyone. His fellow heroes, the citizens of Earth, not even his own son, Mark. All along, he was preparing the Earth to be invaded by his people, the Vitrumites.
It's time for you to know where I really come from. I am from Viltrum, but it's not the planet I've told you about.
Fortunately, his love for his son prevented him from killing Mark and enabled him to slowly redeem himself in Season 2 and beyond.
Number 5.
The Collector, the Owl House. While Emperor Belos was an almighty powerful witch hunter, he made one fatal mistake, trying to betray the Collector.
Wait, if you're a Titan, you can let me out. I can stop the spell, and we can play together.
Despite his childlike appearance, the Collector is one of the strongest beings in the demon realm, often referred to as a child from the stars and the Grand Huntsman. Not much is known about the Collector and his past.
He's my friend, right? What? He wouldn't lie. He wouldn't.
Who is that?
He wouldn't. Hello? We spent hundreds of years playing his game. I want to play a new game.
What is known is that he possesses so much magic power and knowledge that even the most ruthless despot can't help but fear him. While he has yet to reveal his true power, the Collector's proven that he can do virtually anything, including moving the moon simply by swiping his finger.
Okay.
The fact that he acts childish and is obsessed with playing games arguably makes him all the more dangerous and unpredictable, especially to those who make the mistake of crossing him.
Say, you want to play tag? I'm it.
Number 4. Bill Cipher, Gravity Falls.
To Bill, it's just a game. But to us, it would mean the end of our world.
Who knew a one-eyed triangle with a top hat and a bow tie could be so terrifying? In his initial appearance, Bill first comes off as your run-of-the-mill dream demon with a love of chaos and a twisted sense of humor.
Hey, look what I can do! Deer teeth! For you, kid!
However, the truth is far more terrifying. It turns out Bill was responsible for wiping out the entirety of his home in the second dimension, before setting his sights on the neighboring third dimension. When he finally transcends into the real world and obtains a physical form, Bill also acquires godlike powers and becomes virtually invincible. Whether he's turning reality upside down or bringing people's worst nightmares to life, you definitely don't want to get on Bill's bad side.
Oh no, a tantrum! Whatever will I do about that? How about this? Oh, snap! He just killed Time Baby!
Number 3. Childe, Young Justice.
I can taste him here. Tastes like disappointment.
Compared to the witch boy Clarion, the being known as Childe is an entirely different breed of evil. As a lord of chaos, Childe already possesses enormous mystical might on her own. But with the support of her fellow chaos lords, she becomes virtually unstoppable.
Your entire tenure on Earth has been quite the fiasco. That ends now.
As a result of this magical power boost, and with the help of her nigh indestructible familiar flaw, Childe's threat level rises exponentially to the point where her desire to watch the world burn forces Earth's heroes and villains to join forces. Even the combined teamwork of the mystic powerhouses like Clarion and Dr. Fate prove to be little more than nuisances to her. Despite suffering from bad luck in the end, Childe practically redefines the true meaning of chaos.
Too perfect. Will use their own power to destroy them.
Number 2. Antipops, regular show.
This place and its creatures offer me nothing, and I plan to extend the favor by destroying it all!
His name is literally what it means. Contrary to the good-natured and polite Pops, his brother, Antipops is thoroughly unpleasant and seeks to destroy everything and everyone, especially his brother. As a cosmic being, Antipops possesses telekinesis, energy manipulation, and can grow into a titanic being with enough strength to shatter entire planets with ease. However, Antipop's most dangerous power is his signature ability to create glitches that can erase anyone and everything they touch.
Any last words, bitch?
You know who else grows really big to show their dominance, but is actually really small deep down?
Oh, good one.
Antipops' rivalry with Pops actually goes back lifetimes, as he and his brother are so powerful that every time they collide in a final clash, they actually reset the entire universe.
You and I together, brother. Guess this is it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Infinity Ultron. What if? This version of Ultron is so deadly, he makes the snap look trivial by comparison.
So many universes, so much chaos. They need to be silenced. You do not have to do this. Oh, but it's my purpose.
Hailing from an alternate universe where the Avengers fail to stop him, Ultron not only destroys the Earth, he also manages to acquire the Infinity Stones, becoming Infinity Ultron. With infinite cosmic power at his fingertips, Ultron easily manages to wipe out all sentient life in his universe.
You can't win.
I already have.
Not long after completing his mission, Ultron's powers evolve yet again, allowing him to access the multiverse as well as detect and then defeat the almighty Watcher. The fact that Infinity Ultron at one point has enough power to threaten every universe and force even the neutral Watcher to take action speaks volumes to just how dangerous he is.
From here, I can see everything. No one can stop me now.
Who do you think is the mightiest baddie of all? Let us know in the comments.
So much power! Welcome back, baby!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.